Nobody cares about you. This sentence sounds harsh, uncomfortable, even cruel, but it is not meant to hurt you. It is meant to free you. Most people go through life carrying an invisible burden, the fear of being judged. Every decision feels heavy because you keep asking yourself what others will think. You hesitate before taking risks. You silence your ambitions, and you delay your growth, all because you believe people are watching you closely, but they are not. The truth is, people are far more focused on their own lives than on yours. They are busy worrying about their own failures, their own insecurities, their own survival. Just like you, they wake up thinking about their problems, not yours. Your struggles are a small moment in someone else's day, and your pain is rarely more than a passing thought. This is not cruelty. This is human nature. When you fail, most people don't stop to analyze it. They move on. When you struggle, very few ask how you are really doing. And when you succeed, they might applaud for a moment, but soon they return to their own lives. That applause fades quickly, just like criticism does. So ask yourself an honest question. Why are you living for people who are not paying attention? Why are you carrying expectations that no one truly holds for you? The moment you accept that nobody really cares, something powerful shifts inside you. You stop trying to impress. You stop explaining your choices. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into other people's comfort zones. You realize that your life is not a performance, it is a responsibility. This realization doesn't make you lonely, it makes you strong. Because when no one is coming to save you, you learn to stand on your own. When no one is cheering, you learn discipline. When no one believes in you, you learn self-belief. You stop waiting for permission and start building quietly. And that is where real growth begins. This message is not negative, it is honest. And honesty is the foundation of a meaningful life. Nobody cares about you, and that is exactly why you must care deeply about your own path, your own progress, and your own future. In the end, the only person who truly has to live with your choices is you. And once you accept that, you are finally free to focus on your life. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in life is simple. They are addicted to validation. They want to be seen, praised, supported, and understood before they move forward. They wait for encouragement before they take action. But the truth is, if you keep waiting for validation, you will wait forever. Most of the important work in life happens in silence. No one claps when you wake up early. No one praises you for staying consistent. No one notices when you choose discipline over comfort. And that's exactly why self-discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation depends on mood. Discipline depends on commitment. When nobody cares about your goals, you have two choices. You can either feel discouraged, or you can use that silence as fuel. Strong people choose the second option. They stop asking for approval and start asking themselves harder questions. Did I do the work today? Did I keep my word to myself? Did I move one step forward? Self-discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching. It means showing up on days when you feel tired, unmotivated, and unseen. It means understanding that results don't come from attention, they come from consistency. The world rewards outcomes, not intentions. People don't respect talk, they respect effort. And effort is built through discipline practiced daily, not motivation felt occasionally. When you stop chasing validation, something changes inside you. You become quieter, more focused, less reactive. You stop explaining your plans and start executing them. You realize that your energy is limited, and wasting it on opinions is the fastest way to stay stuck. Discipline also builds confidence, not the loud kind, but the unshakable kind, the kind that comes from knowing you can rely on yourself. When you keep promises to yourself, your self-respect grows, and self-respect is far more powerful than external praise. Remember this, people may never notice your struggle, they may never understand your sacrifices, but one day, they will see the results. And by then, their approval will no longer matter. Because the goal was never to impress them. The goal was to become someone you can respect. One of the fastest ways to lose direction in life is comparison. The moment you start measuring your journey against someone else's timeline, you give away your peace. You look at their success, their lifestyle, their progress, and suddenly, your own effort feels small, even when it isn't. But comparison is a lie. You don't know their full story. You don't see their struggles, their shortcuts, or their sacrifices. You only see the highlight, not the cost. And when you compare your behind the scenes with someone else's best moments, you will always feel behind. This is exactly why focus is so important. Growth requires attention, And every time you compare, your attention shifts away from your own path. Instead of asking, how can I improve today? You start asking, why am I not there yet? That question doesn't build progress, it builds frustration. Asterisk, your life is not a race against others. It is a commitment to your own development. Everyone starts at a different point. Everyone moves at a different pace. Some people get results early. Others build slowly but last longer. What matters is not how fast you move, it's whether you are moving at all. But nobody cares about your journey. You gain a powerful advantage, privacy. You can grow without pressure. You can experiment, fail, and adjust without judgment. You can work on yourself quietly while others are busy competing for attention. Real growth is often invisible. It happens in small daily actions. Reading instead of scrolling, training instead of complaining, learning instead of comparing. These habits don't look impressive in the moment, but over time, they create a version of you that no comparison can shake. Focus also means patience. Growth doesn't announce itself. It shows up slowly, then suddenly, and the people who laughed at your pace will one day wonder how you moved so far ahead. Stop watching other people's lanes. Stop tracking their speed. Keep your eyes on your own road. Asterisk, one of the biggest energy drains in life is explaining yourself to people who don't truly care. You explain your choices, your struggles, your delays, and your dreams, hoping to be understood. But most of the time, explanations don't bring clarity. They bring exhaustion. Not everyone needs to understand your journey. People will form opinions no matter what you say. If you move fast, they'll call you reckless. If you move slow, they'll call you lazy. If you succeed, they'll question how. If you fail, they'll judge why. So if criticism is unavoidable, why waste your energy trying to prevent it? Strong people understand something early. Silence is power. When nobody cares deeply about your life, explaining becomes unnecessary. You don't owe anyone a detailed reason for your goals. You don't need approval to change direction. You don't need permission to outgrow places, habits, or people. Explaining often comes from insecurity, the desire to be accepted, but acceptance doesn't create progress. Action does. The more you talk, the more opinions you invite. The more opinions you invite, the more confused you become. This is why disciplined people speak less and do more. They let results speak for them. Think about it. The most meaningful progress in life usually happens quietly. Nobody announces the moment they decide to change. Nobody posts every struggle. They just disappear for a while and come back different. When you stop explaining, you protect your focus. You stop leaking energy into conversations that lead nowhere. You stop justifying choices that are already right for you. This doesn't mean you become cold or arrogant. It means you become selective. You share your plans with people who earn that access, not with everyone who asks. Remember, explanations don't change minds. Results do. People don't believe words, they believe outcomes. And by the time your results are visible, explanations will no longer be required. So move in silence. Let your effort replace your excuses. Let your consistency replace your arguments. Because in a world where nobody truly cares about your reasons, the smartest move is simple. Stop explaining your life and start building it. At some point in life, you have to accept a hard truth. No one is coming to save you. People may offer advice, sympathy, or temporary support. But when it comes to changing your life, the responsibility is yours alone. Mental toughness begins the moment you stop waiting. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for the right time. Strong minds don't wait for perfect conditions. They move forward in imperfect ones. When nobody cares about your struggles, it hurts at first. But over time, that silence becomes your training ground. You learn to handle pressure without reassurance. You learn to keep going without encouragement. You learn to stand firm even when doubt gets loud. Mental toughness is not about being emotionless. It's about not allowing emotions to control your actions. You will feel tired. You will feel unmotivated. You will feel discouraged. Toughness means acting anyway. Life does not reward those who feel ready. It rewards those who show up consistently. Every difficult day is building something inside you. Every time you push through resistance, you strengthen your mind. Every moment you choose discipline over comfort, you become harder to break. People often admire strength without understanding how it is formed. They see confidence, but not the years of self-doubt behind it. They see resilience, but not the nights you wanted to quit. Mental toughness is built in moments no one sees and no one applauds, and that's the point. When you accept that no one is coming, you stop looking outside for rescue. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop making excuses. You become accountable to yourself. You learn to self-regulate. You learn to self-correct. You learn to self-motivate. This mindset changes everything. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" Because every challenge is either making you weaker or stronger, and the choice is yours. Remember this: comfort creates dependence. Struggle creates strength. If you want a stronger life, you need a stronger mind. And that mind is built by facing reality, not escaping it. No one is coming to save you, and once you accept that, you become unstoppable. At some stage of your growth, life becomes quiet. Fewer messages, fewer invitations, fewer people who truly understand you. And at first, this loneliness feels heavy. You start wondering if something is wrong with you, if you are losing people, if you are being left behind. But what you don't realize yet is this: loneliness is not a punishment. It is a transition. Growth often requires distance. When you decide to focus on your life, your habits change, your priorities shift, your mindset evolves. And not everyone can move at that pace. Some people are comfortable staying the same. Others are threatened by change. Slowly, the circle gets smaller, and that's okay. Loneliness is where clarity is born. In silence, you hear your own thoughts. Without noise, you understand what you really want. Without constant distraction, you finally confront yourself. Most people avoid being alone because they are afraid of themselves. They fill their lives with noise, scrolling, talking, and distractions to avoid thinking. But strong people learn to sit in silence and use it. When nobody cares about your progress, loneliness teaches you independence. You stop relying on others for emotional support. You stop needing constant reassurance. You learn to become your own source of strength. This phase is uncomfortable, but it is necessary, because before you build a powerful life, you must first become comfortable standing alone. Loneliness sharpens focus. It removes unnecessary attachments. It shows you who is really meant to stay in your life and who is only there for convenience or comfort. And here's the truth: most people won't tell you. The path to self-respect is lonely. Discipline is lonely. Consistency is lonely. Choosing growth over comfort is lonely. But loneliness doesn't last forever. It is a bridge, not a destination. On the other side of this phase, you find something better than attention. You find alignment. You attract people who respect your boundaries, value your discipline, and match your mindset. So don't fear loneliness. Don't rush to fill it. Use it, because the people who learn to grow alone are the same people who never beg for company again. They choose it. Most people never start because they are waiting for motivation. They wait for the right mood, the perfect day, or the inspiration to strike. But here's the truth: motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. If you rely on it, you will wait forever. Strong people don't wait for motivation. They create momentum through action. You don't need to feel ready to start. You don't need the perfect conditions. You don't need anyone cheering you on. Action comes first. Motivation follows. Think about it. Every skill you learned, every goal you achieved, every transformation you experienced began with one simple choice: the choice to act. Even when you didn't feel like it. Waking up early, working on your craft, reading instead of scrolling, exercising even when your body is tired. These small actions stack over time. They build results that no fleeting motivation could ever create. And when the results appear, motivation naturally shows up. But now it is no longer the master. It is a byproduct of your discipline. Waiting for motivation is just an excuse to delay your growth. It keeps you stuck, dependent on feelings instead of results. But feelings are unreliable. Action is reliable. Action is power. The world doesn't reward how inspired you feel. It rewards what you actually do. So, stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. There will always be distractions, obstacles, and doubts. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait. They are the ones who move anyway. When nobody cares about your journey, you learn a valuable lesson. Your results depend on you, not on your feelings, not on other people, and not on external validation. You can't wait for someone to push you. You have to push yourself. Every day you take action, even when it's hard, you grow stronger. Every day you wait, you fall behind. Remember, motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Action builds momentum. Momentum builds results. And results, not feelings, change your life. So make the choice today. Act first. Let motivation catch up later. The world won't wait for you, and neither should you. Growth is not just about skills, habits, or achievements. The strongest foundation comes from who you are, not what you do. This is your identity, the version of yourself you believe in, the person you show up as, even when nobody is watching. Many people build lives without building themselves. They chase money, fame, or approval, hoping it will define them. But the truth is, external things are temporary. They can be lost, taken, or ignored. What cannot be taken is your identity, the core of who you are, and the principles you live by. When nobody cares about your progress, you have an opportunity, the chance to define yourself quietly, intentionally, and without distraction. You can decide who you will become, what values you will uphold, and what kind of life you refuse to compromise. A strong identity gives you power. It gives you consistency when feelings fluctuate, focus when distractions tempt you, and courage when fear tries to hold you back. It allows you to stand firm, even when people doubt you, mock you, or try to pull you down. Building identity means asking the hard questions. Who am I, independent of others? What principles am I willing to live by no matter what? How do I want people to remember me, not for what I have, but for who I am? It's not about ego, it's about alignment. Your actions, your thoughts, and your words all line up with the person you want to become. That alignment creates confidence that no criticism can shake. Identity is forged in quiet work, in self-discipline, in facing fear and doing it anyway. It's reinforced each time you keep a promise to yourself, resist a temptation, or take the harder path because it is the right one. Once your identity is strong, external opinions lose their power. Approval and criticism become background noise. You start bending, apologizing, or performing for people who don't understand your journey. You simply exist as the person you've decided to be, unshakable, consistent, and unstoppable. Remember, achievements can be taken, praise can fade, but a strong identity stays with you. It is the foundation for everything else. Without it, growth is fragile. With it, growth is inevitable. Build yourself first. Build your identity. Everything else will follow. Time and energy are your most valuable assets. Once spent, they cannot be recovered. Yet most people waste them trying to please others, engaging in meaningless conversations, or chasing things that don't actually matter. If nobody cares about your life, then every moment you give away without purpose is time stolen from yourself. The first step to protecting your time is recognizing what deserves it. Your growth, your health, your skills, your mindset, and your relationships with people who truly add value. These are the areas worth your energy. Everything else is a distraction. Many people allow external demands to dictate their schedule. They say yes when they mean no. They argue over trivial matters. They scroll endlessly on social media, and in the end, they wonder why they feel stuck, exhausted, and unfulfilled. When you protect your time, you take control of your life. You decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. You stop reacting to every message, every opinion, every drama. You prioritize actions that actually move you forward. Energy is just as important as time. Surround yourself with people who lift you, not drain you. Avoid negativity disguised as advice. Say no to people who consume your mental space without giving back. Your energy fuels your focus, discipline, and resilience. Don't let anyone borrow it for free. This is not selfishness. This is strategy. If you guard your time and energy, you can achieve more, think clearer, and grow faster than the majority of people around you. You become unstoppable because you are fully committed to your own path. Remember, distractions are designed to steal your power. Attention is currency. Every hour spent on meaningless noise is a step away from your potential. Be ruthless in protecting it. When nobody cares about your life, you realize the truth. The only person responsible for your growth is you. Your energy is yours. Your time is yours. Treat both as sacred. Focus on what matters. Remove what doesn't, and watch your life transform quietly, powerfully, and intentionally. One of the hardest lessons in life is understanding that not everything is meant to stay with you. Some people, habits, dreams, and versions of yourself have an expiration date. Holding on to what no longer serves you doesn't make you loyal, it keeps you stuck. Letting go is not weakness, it is strength. Many people stay attached to the past because it feels familiar. old relationships, old routines, old identities. Even when these things slow them down, they feel safer than change. But growth demands release. You cannot move forward while dragging the weight of what no longer belongs. When nobody cares about your journey, you are given clarity. You begin to see who supports your growth and who only supports your comfort. You notice which habits build your future and which quietly destroy it. You recognize patterns that keep repeating because you refuse to release them. Letting go means accepting reality, not fighting it. It means walking away from people who drain your energy. It means quitting habits that steal your time. It means releasing resentment that poisons your mind. Holding on to anger, regret, or disappointment doesn't punish others, it punishes you. It consumes your mental space and distracts you from what truly matters. Strong people let go, not because they don't care, but because they care enough about their future to choose peace over attachment. They understand that some chapters must end so new ones can begin. Letting go also means releasing the version of yourself that no longer fits. The one who doubted, the one who played small, the one who waited for permission. You are not required to remain who you once were. Growth is not about addition alone. It is also about subtraction. When you let go, you create space. Space for better habits. Space for stronger relationships. Space for clarity, focus, and purpose. And yes, letting go can hurt. It can feel lonely. But temporary discomfort is better than lifelong regret. Remember this: anything that costs you your peace is too expensive. Anything that blocks your growth is not worth keeping. Learn to let go without guilt. Your future deserves that courage. At some point, you have to lift your eyes from the present and ask a deeper question. What am I really building? Not just today, not just this year, but for the long run. Most people live moment to moment. They chase comfort, pleasure, and short-term validation. They focus on how life feels now, not on what it is becoming. But meaningful lives are built by people who think beyond the moment. People who focus on legacy. Legacy is not about fame. It's not about money alone. It's about impact. It's about the kind of person you become through your choices, the discipline you build, the values you stand by when nobody is watching, the example you set, even in silence. When nobody cares about your daily struggles, legacy gives you direction. It reminds you that what you do today shapes who you will be tomorrow. Every habit, every decision, every sacrifice is a brick in the foundation of your future self. Ask yourself, what do I want to be remembered for? What standards am I setting for myself? What kind of life will my actions create if I continue this way? Legacy is built quietly, in early mornings, in lonely nights, in choosing discipline over excuses, in doing the right thing even when it is hard and unrecognized. People may not notice your effort now. They may not understand your sacrifices. But legacy doesn't require applause. It requires consistency. A strong legacy means when people look at your life, they see integrity, they see growth, they see someone who didn't waste time blaming circumstances, but took responsibility and built something meaningful. And even if no one ever praises you for it, legacy still matters because you will have to live with the person you become. In the end, success fades, attention fades, opinions fade, but the life you build remains. So stop living only for today. Start living with intention. Focus on the kind of life that will make you proud, not just now, but years from now. That is how real fulfillment is created. At the end of the day, everything comes back to one truth. Nobody is coming to live your life for you. People will talk. People will judge. People will disappear when you need them most. And that's okay, because your life was never meant to be built on other people's opinions. Once you accept that nobody truly cares about your struggles the way you do, you stop feeling disappointed. You stop waiting. You stop explaining. And instead, you start acting. You start choosing discipline over comfort, growth over excuses, focus over distraction. You realize that the silence around you is not rejection. It is space. Space to think. Space to build. Space to become who you are meant to be. The strongest transformations don't happen in front of an audience. They happen quietly, in moments of doubt, in moments of loneliness, in moments when quitting feels easier than continuing. And if you've made it this far, understand this: you don't need approval to change your life. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need validation to move forward. All you need is commitment. Commitment to your goals. Commitment to your standards. Commitment to the person you know you can become. Let people misunderstand you. Let them doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Keep going anyway. Because one day, when they finally notice your growth, their opinions will no longer matter. You won't need their applause. You'll have something far more valuable, self-respect. So take control of your time. Guard your energy. Focus on your discipline. And build your life with intention. Nobody cares about you. And that is exactly why this is your moment, your life, your responsibility, your focus. Now go build it.